Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to another video of Power BI. As part of this video, I'm going to explain you the difference between calculated column and a measure. Okay, so if you are new to my YouTube channel, I would request you to subscribe for getting the more interesting videos around Microsoft Azure data platform. Without any further delay, let's start. So when you are creating any Power BI report, so you might be seeing, after right clicking in any table, you might be seeing the new column and the new measure. So you might be having some confusion in understanding the difference between this measure and the column. So what does that column mean by, and what does that measure mean by? Okay, so we'll try to understand the difference between both of them in this video in very detailed level. Okay, so the first thing is we will create calculated column, new column or new measure using DAX only. So there is no difference in creating those two. So we will be creating them using DAX only. Okay, so let's try to understand the calculated column first. Okay, so I have prepared a slide for the same. So you see, calculated column is just a column. Okay, so the you are going to create a new column based on the existing column only. So when you need to create a new column is, so I'll try to explain you by taking this example here. Here I just have created a simple report, year wise and a weekday wise, the sales by country and the total sales and the total cost and month wise sales amount. Okay, so I'll this is the report. Before getting started, I'll just fix the order of the month. Just give me a second. It's been already fixed, but the only thing that I have to do is I may have to order. See, now it's fine. February, April, March. Again, this is not correct. Let's see. Sort by month, not on cost. Yeah, now it is good. Okay, so let's try to understand the calculated column. So this is the report I just have created and I have given this to my user. Okay, so he after looking at the report and after using the report, he said, it's fine. The report looks good to me, all the numbers are correct, but if you are able to provide me rather than day, rather than every day wise, if you're able to provide me with weekday and weekday wise. Okay, so you just need, consider Sunday and Saturday as weekend and all the other days consider them as weekday. Okay, so Saturday and Sunday are weekend and all the other days comes under weekday. So if you just provide me that information as part of the slicer, and I need that information, I need that report. Okay, so this is the feedback that we have received from the user. So if you go to your date table, so do you see any column that gives the information whether the particular day is a weekday or a weekend? So you are not having the default column, right? You do not have any predefined column or any column. You do not. You do not have any column in the date table that tells you whether a particular day is a weekday or a weekend. Okay, so you are going to create a new column here. Okay, so you are going to create a new column. Say new column. I'm just mentioning it as weekend or not. So the instruction we have from the user is, so if it is a Saturday or Sunday, consider it as a weekend. Otherwise weekday. Okay, So this is the simple expression for calculating whether a particular day is a weekday or weekend. Okay, so this is the new column. Okay, so if you look at this column, this is going to be evaluated row by row. For each row, this expression will get evaluated and the result will be returned. Okay, so I'll provide you some description as part of another column so that you can understand it easily. Just copy this one. I'll say description for this new column. I need to have this ampersand before. Let's close that. I think this should be fine. Now, see, try to understand this expression. I'm just preparing this concatenation for your understanding only. So this is the result of the same expression when it gets evaluated. But here I'm just displaying the expression with the value here, okay, so that you can understand this easily. So if you see here, the second one here, I mean the one that we have right side the equal to is I just have hard coded. I mean that is the assumption, right? For evaluating, I mean for calculating the column. So the left side one is the one that is we are getting it from the current row for current row when it is evaluating. Okay, so when the expression is evaluating here, the left side part is coming from this day number of week. If you go to the second row, here 2, here 3, here 4, here 5, here 6, and here 7. Again here 1. So that is why as you are getting 1 equal to 1 or 1 equal to 7, here it is true and here it is false. True, false is true. That is why you are getting weekend as a result here. So you have to understand here is that your calculated column is always going to be evaluated in a in row context. Here the context for evaluating the expression is nothing but the current row wherever it is being evaluated. So it is very simple. Always your calculated column will be evaluated under row context, and that row context is nothing but current row wherever the expression is being evaluated. So if the expression is being evaluated, then this row will become the current row for that. I mean, that row will become the context, and if the expression is evaluating here, this row will become the context for that expression. Okay, so this is very clear. And let's see the other points that explains even more the calculated column. So we have seen that calculated column is nothing but creating a new column based on the existing column, right? So in this case, it is going to be weekday or a weekend. So, and I think we have not completed the report here. So let's go back to the report and try to create the same report with the user new feedback. Now you see that has been replaced with the weekday or weekend. So this is the earlier implementation, and this is the one that we implemented based on the new user request. Okay, so This is very simple. Whenever you need another kind of dimensional attribute for analyzing your information, that is going to be your calculated column. Okay, so that's what I just have mentioned here. So you are adding another column to your model. You are adding another column to your model to analyze the data. So the same thing we have done here. So I have added a new column to the my model to analyze the data. Okay, so when I have added a new column, how this column is going to be used? So this is going to be used as a another dimensional attribute. Okay, so another dimensional attribute that we are providing to the user to understand or to analyze the data in a better way. Okay, so this is calculated column. I can say simple. It's going to be customizing a column for the requirement. So let's see. So the last point is it is going to be evaluated row by row. So the context for the evaluation is current row, and this expression is going to be evaluated whenever your data get refreshed. So you data get refreshed in the sense, if you do your manual refresh here using this button, automatically the expression will get evaluated. I mean, whatever the expression you have written for calculated column will get evaluated. And if you publish this report to Power BI service, and if you have set up data gateway, and if you have scheduled daily at a particular time, so when it gets refreshed daily at a particular time, that expression for the calculated column will get evaluated. So if you refresh it manually, so it will get evaluated. Okay, so it means every refresh, your calculated column expression is going to be evaluated. It's very simple. So as I said, you are going to create, your calculated column is going to be a new dimensional attribute, right? So usually that is going to be used as slicer. It's not only slicer. You can use it as a row. If you have a matrix, you can use it as a column, legend. So all these are the places you will be using your calculated column when you are designing your Power BI reports. Okay, and the other information, the downside the downside about a calculated column is it will uses your RAM. And as you know, Power BI is in-memory tool. Your data model sits in your RAM, right? So as you know that calculated column is also similar to a column, and it uses all your precious RAM for storing its value. Okay, so it's pre-computed, and it stores in your RAM. Okay, so this is the information that you have to know about a calculated column. And make sure if you have a valid requirement only, then go for creating a calculated column. Unnecessarily do not create calculated columns, because it is going to consume your RAM. So that is very important, right? So if you have, if your data model is occupying your more RAM, so your application will become slow. So that's the thing that you have to remember. So let's go ahead and see the measures. So measure is nothing but it's an aggregation, simple aggregation. So what do we mean by an aggregation is, let's go to Power BI desktop. So I'm taking a table, country, and I'm taking sales amount. I'll just increase the font size. So far we have not created any measure. Okay, so I have taken this sales amount. So as you know, as you have you see here that summation symbol has been applied, right? So this summation, if you see the default summarization, it is sum. So the summation of this sales amount for each and every country. Okay, so here the context is Australia, and here it is Canada, and here it is France. Okay, so let's try to understand. So when we need a measure, okay, so this is the default I mean, the existing information we are displaying, right? So I need to display the same total amounts in a new column, but we do not have any column that displays, right? That displays the total sales amount. If you take it the country from the visual, it gives you a total value, but that's not the story, right? So we need a country and a total sales. So that's where your measure comes in. So you are creating a new aggregation based on the requirement. So you see here, this is the new aggregation that we have created for getting the total sales amount. Okay. So this is the best example when you need a measure. So this is not something you will be using as a new dimensional attribute that you will provide to user for analyzing your data model. So it's not something like that. It's just an aggregation that you will be creating for your requirement. Okay, so I'll just take that NA out. Okay, so this is the total sales you are displaying, and if you want a percentage, you can do that as well. So these kind of aggregations we will be creating based on the, I mean, we will be creating using the measures. Okay, so if you ask me a question, how the measure gets evaluated means, so you see here, I mean, this is not the measure that we have created. Let's see, this is the measure, right? So what we have done here, if you go to your total sales, you set the total sales amount, I mean, you set the sum of sales amount by considering all the countries. So you said I mean, all functions ignores the filters that have been applied on top of the column. So if you see the description here, so returns all the rows in a table or all the values in a column, ignoring any filters that might have been applied. So if you see here, if you see here the filter context usually is Australia. Australia value is part of which column? It is part of country column. What I said here, all of country. So all function ignores this value, right? So as it ignores this value and it returns the total sales amount. And this is going to happen with the remaining countries as well. Okay, so this is how you are going to define your context using your calculated column. Okay, so if you don't define any context, like if you say just when you take this, this is the aggregation that I have created. Okay, so now if you see the context here, this is nothing but Here the summation will get applied only for Australia. Here the context is Australia. Here it is for Canada. Here it is for France. So your measure is always going to be changed based on your user selection. So if user starts slicing and dicing the data based on the pivot table, or any if you based on the pivot table, if you use pivot table, or if you use Power BI reports, and if he starts taking, I mean, if he as part of slicer, if he selects red, you see the values has been changed. So your measure value always depends on the user selection. User selection are the value that is coming from a row, or the value that is coming from the column if it is a matrix, and are if are the explicit filter that have been applied using the filter function. So these are the different things uh, collectively defines your measure value. Okay, so your measure value is not a pre-calculated value, and it is going to be evaluated uh, uh, whenever you started pulling that measure in a visual. Okay, so whenever you drag and drop in that visual, it's get evaluated as per the context values that surrounding means might be a column, might be a row, might be a slicer. Okay, so these are the different things that defines the context of your measure. Okay, so it's not a pre-calculated value, it's going to be calculated based on the context. And so for measure, it uses the CPU. For evaluation, it has to process some data, right? Processing means it has to aggregate the data. So it requires the CPU, and it doesn't require any memory. Okay, so whenever you have a choice of selecting between calculated column and measure, so always go for voting measure. Okay, so this is you can create as many, I mean, you can create measures. I think it's not a big deal, but you cannot, I mean, creating many calculated columns is not recommended at all. I think this helps you clearly in understanding the difference between calculated column and measure. Thank you so much. I would request you to subscribe, like, and share my videos. Thank you. Thank you so much.